Ladies and gentlemen, I was trying to look at my presentation, but I noticed that somehow the words disappeared. But I know there's something that hasn't disappeared, is my heart. So with the absence of this, I'm going to speak from my heart. How I ended up here, I had visited one of a neighboring principal, and somehow the principal has been talking to us about this program that he's in. On the day I visited, I think it was a day where he came to see Mr. Mfame at Mekhatong. And he immediately said, no, this is the person who's running with the program I told you about. And then he said, okay, can I talk to him? And said, look, I've been told so much about you. Can we be part of the program? And she immediately said, yes. I then went on direct Lori into it. I said, hey, Lori, just as we are partners in crime, come and join me on this journey. So we all ended up here. But the issue about the program is that prior to being part, Ben and I, we have a long history. Very, very long history. And the irony was that we have been discussing something, to come and assist us. He's my former student. So Ben and I were discussing about how can he, as a former student, plow back into the school. We're busy having those ideas as to how we're going to get all former students back into the fold, and how was he going to try and work on a project, just to show his appreciation to the school. And then the project came. And when I was told that I was going to partner him, I said, this is a match made in heaven. We have been having our own discussion prior to being in the program, and now here we are in the program. We are meeting. One of the things I learned in the program was the word partners. At school level, we are used to the word stakeholder. But now I realize that a partner, it's someone that has to walk the path with you. You and him, you need to have the same vision, the same goal. Whereas with stakeholders, you have to drag them into your own vision, But with a partner, you are having the same vision and your goal is different. Coming to the different sessions has actually helped me as a person to grow, because we had our own little meeting with Lori and Mr. Mtlami. It was the three of us. But now all of a sudden we're exposed to a bigger group, wherein which now the ideas were flowing left and right. We also learned how are things done in the other sectors and how we're doing things in education. And from our meetings here, we normally used to have our own meetings with Lori after the sessions we had, just to reflect on what we have gained. And in that way, our understanding was strengthened, because when we met, she will come with her understanding, come with my understanding, and the two of us will come up with something wonderful. And Ben and I have been having telephone conversations. He knows I would pick phone and phone him late at night. I remember there was a time when our lawnmower was not working. I didn't know how to approach him, but I said, hey Ben, when our school is turning into a mini zoo, the grass is growing. And he said, what's the problem? I said, our lawnmower is not working. He just said to me, I'll see what I can do. In no time, he brought in the lawnmower, he brought in a cutter, and the guys started working on the surroundings. So you see, this platform has actually taught us to appreciate what we are entrusted with. Especially the issue on time to think. Time to think was also saying to us, sometimes take a step back and and zoom in. In that way you have a bigger picture of what you're dealing with. I didn't know about that until this session. There are so many other good things that we picked up from here that if I'm to go through all of them, we might end up leaving tomorrow. We are left with 5 minutes. But I, from my side, in conclusion, I just want to appreciate each and every one of you. you became my second most important family, because here no one was being judged. You know, you're given an opportunity to express yourself, and you also got an opportunity to learn about other people's experiences. And whilst doing that, you're reflecting on your own, and going forward, you know that in certain instances, you are not alone. And you know that there's someone out there in the group that can always come and assist you. So my last wish is that even beyond this celebration, you know, if you could find a way of keeping contact, because I'm telling you, we are some of the most powerful principals. You know, the way we're running our schools, you would see how this is an organization that is functional, and thanks to this group. Ben.
Thank you, Mr. Matibe. Now that you say we've lost, I've just realized I met you when I was 10 years old. And yeah, so I mean, it's been what, 33 years, and I remember, and I think, you know, I've learned, I mean, like, look, I had a very low opinion of teachers and principals. To be quite, I'll just be honest, but after this program, I really appreciate you guys, the principals, the amount of work that you have to go through, the amount of stress that you have to go through. And unlike Mr. Matibe's time, when you were naughty, he'd call you and say, your hands, and clap you. Like now you guys kind of corporate punishment, and I mean, I've seen some videos of students that are really disrespectful to their teachers, and over and above that, I'm thinking, how are you guys dealing with that stuff? It's actually horrible. Some of the stuff that you deal with, over and above the workload that you guys have, and then you have to deal with disrespectful students. Because when I was a student, you were scared of your teacher, you know. So for that, I'd really like to applaud you, and I really thank you for the great job that you're doing. I mean, and I mean, so in that, I think I was speaking to Leah, was it yesterday or day before yesterday, how much I appreciate education, right? And just, I mean, I'm just going to applaud the principals and the teachers, because I think for me that is over and above what I've learned on this program. But I think if I just think back, right? I don't know if Mr. Matibe remembers this. I think it was standard 3 or standard 4. We did a play called Malandela, and I was the main character. and it's just, you guys don't realize how much that cascades into children's life. And I was saying to Leah, you know, if in a school of 100 kids, you can get, I think the stats are like 90% of the kids start grade R or 1 or whatever it is, they don't get to grade 12, right? If you can increase that by another 5%, get the other 5% to go to university and blah, 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 blah. You're changing the demographics and how society operates, right? And it's in the small things, and I think you guys don't realize the small contributions. I mean, as I was saying, for example, the sketch that I was reminding Mr. Matibe of, I mean, that led me to have an appreciation of the arts. I went to the art school, majored in drama, but then I was walking around from Bridge Street to Braamfontein. I went when the JC was still in town, and I was like, I saw these red Ferraris and all nice cars going into it. I'm like, what do these guys do? Whatever those guys do, I want to do. So you understand, it's unrelated. But I think the contribution of what you guys have done, I mean, it might not be related, but it's the contribution that you guys do. And for me, I just, if there's one thing that I can say, it's I'd like to applaud you and thank you for the great work that you're doing. You guys are like doing the best service to our society. Thank you very much.